Hi, I'm Sandy, and welcome to Life with Sandy. Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, August. Don't I wish. Today is Saturday, October 29th. And I don't know if you can tell, but it is froggy. Froggy. I've been waiting all morning to go to the hospital because it was so bad, but it does seem to be lifting a little bit now. So we'll see. But today is October 29th, and we do have a couple birthdays. Today is Ashley Dickerson's. Today's Ashley's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ashley. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Janice Withrow, Withrow. I have you in my calendar as Janice W., which is so much easier for me. That way I know I can't mess up your last name. But today is Janice's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Janice. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you both have a great birthday. Well, we have an anniversary today. Today is Judy and Marcel Ravait, R-A-V-A-I-T. Today is their 56th anniversary. Wow, Judy. Wow. When I saw that on Facebook, I thought, oh my goodness gracious. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Well, I hope you and Marcel have a great anniversary today. Anyway, I probably should have waited a little longer before I came, but I'm already on the road, so on the road again. Right about now is when I normally do see the traffic light. And now I see the traffic light. It's a pretty foggy. It's going to take me a little longer to get to the hospital today because I'm going to drive very super careful. Anyway, Jim had a good night. The doctor came in and took off the dressings. He sent me a picture of how he looks like he's gutted like a deer. It's just we counted them. There's 30 staples. The doctor told us he was going to make a small incision. If this was a small incision, oh my Lord, I can only imagine what, if they really had to cut into him, would have been, because this is like a really major. It was really bad. But he said he doesn't have any pain. He's still not taking any pain medication, so he says he's feeling pretty good about not taking anything. They give him Tylenol if he needs it, but he said he hasn't even needed the Tylenol, so that's good. They took him off his oxygen, and they took all his IVs out this morning. But, they left the IV thing just in case, they got to put one in right away. But as far as being hooked to the machine anymore, he's not hooked up to the machine anymore, so he's happy about that. We're going to introduce him to a soft breakfast today, and tomorrow, if he can get some movement going, he'll be able to go home. So they're hoping he'll be able to come home tomorrow afternoon. He's already made arrangements for Danny to drive him home because Danny has a van. He says my car is a clown car. He just has a hard time getting in and out of my car. My car is I have a 2010 Ford Fusion. So, yeah, Fusion. No, Focus. No. Fusion. I get those two mixed up. The Focus was the smaller one. No, it's a Ford Fusion. And I like it. I mean, it's low to the ground. I understand that, but I've been driving it for 12 years. I'm just used to it, and I've got 79,000 miles in 12 years. And 2 of those years, I was working, driving 50 miles a day round trip. So it just shows you how little I do drive. But this is my second full tank of gas going to the hospital. Usually I only fill up my tank once a month. And now I filled it up. This is 3 times this month. My beginning of the month and then 2 more times after that. So, anyway, thankfully they don't charge for parking at the hospital. I can only imagine if I had to pay for parking how much more money this would have cost us, besides how much the actual bill is going to be. As long as I pay something every month, they don't charge interest, so just make little payments every month. What's the point of taking money out of your savings to pay one big lump sum? Not that I'm earning a ton of interest with anything that's going on around with the economy today, but to me it's just another bill. As long as Jim's got his health. The dietitian came in and talked to him yesterday, and Jim made sure that she left the copy for him, because he showed it to me and he says, we're going to have to do some shopping and we're going to have to make sure we're eating all of this that's on here, because he says, I'm definitely going to get back on my plan. He says, well, I don't know too much about how many vegetables I'll be eating, but I'm going to try to get some vegetables in. And then he's going to cut back on the lunch meat. She said that he could have like a sandwich, a lunch meat sandwich once or twice a week. A sandwich once or twice a week. So he's fine with that. So that was good. Though most of his problem, I think, is all the lunch meat he ate, with all those nitrates and stuff like that in it. So we were going over it yesterday in the hospital, and we did find a lot of stuff that he does like, and stuff that he's willing to try. So that's okay. Get over. If I'm not going fast enough, get over. That's what annoys me. I'm in the very slow lane, the first lane, and there was plenty of room for him to get over. Instead, he rolled my ass, thinking he was going to intimidate me. No. It's not too much better here. I thought it'd be a little bit better on the highway. When I talked to Jim on the phone, he said it was really bad there. But I'm closer to the water. Well, no, he's close to the water at the hospital too. So I just slow and steady wins the race. Just like my weight loss plan. I weighed myself this morning. Whoa. See, I'm glad I'm in the first lane. Otherwise, if I was in the fast lane, I would have been pulled over, because there's a policeman sitting there. I weighed myself this morning, and I weigh exactly the same as I weighed on Wednesday. So that's good. I'm not trying right now to lose weight. I'm trying to rein my eating habits in. Try to eat at a little more normal time. I'm going to the hospital a little earlier today, because I know that Jim's got visitors coming today, some of his friends and that. So I thought I'd just get my visit not over, that sounded terrible, didn't it? Just get my visit in early, so that his visitors will be spaced through the day, so that we're not all sitting there all at the same time. Because I think Danny's going to come today to see him. I know his friend Dick is going to come see him. I'm almost positive Bertie said she was going to go see him. I don't know about Christy. I don't know if Christy works. I know Christy works at Boston Market today, so Christy won't be coming to see him. So, but he's feeling so much better, and I think it was just having this surgery was such a relief for him. Obviously, he feels better since he had the surgery, but I think just diagnosing and correcting the problem really helped him out a lot. Now we got to figure out different things that we're going to. I remember because Jim has athlete's foot, I have rubber gloves that, I will put his socks on. I don't like feet. If I have to live a good life, because if I live a bad life and there really is reincarnation and you come back as something, I would either come back as a foot or a foot doctor or a foot surgeon or something with the feet, because I find feet to be the most disgusting part of your body. The only feet I touch are babies' feet. And then once they get to be a toddler, they're off limits again, because no, I don't like feet. But obviously I'm going to have to help Jim put his socks on. But then I remembered this morning that when I had my knee surgery, although I didn't keep it, I threw it away. But we're going to look on Amazon to see if we can get one. I know we can go to like a Benson, like we have a Benson's Health Supply house where you can get hospital beds and different needs, like, and the insurance would pay for it. But if it doesn't cost that much, which I don't think it will, we're going to get one of those things where helps you to put your socks on, like if you've had knee replacement or hip replacement. I had that when I had my knee replacement to put my socks on. It ended up that Jim put my socks on for me because Jim doesn't have a problem touching feet. But it did work pretty well. And then Jim, he brought up a point, I know TMI, but I guess there's a contraption you can use to help wipe yourself because he can't do the turnaround, you know what I mean. So we're going to look for that. Although that's something, like when you love someone, you do things, but you got to keep your dignity about yourself too. Try to do as much as you can for yourself, and really you heal faster when you take care of yourself rather than depend on somebody else. But I'll do whatever Jim wants or needs, definitely. Oh, the fog is lifted, at least in here, but I can see in the future up here. In the future, I can see the future. Anyway, I can see up ahead that it looks a little foggy again. This is like a low, I don't know, what's it called? Not altitude. Anyway, in this little area, when it rains or it snows, because it's so much lower than the rest of the road, it's not a valley or a plateau or anything, but you know what I'm talking about. The weather doesn't seem, affects it a little bit differently. And then once you get to Satan, now we're coming back into the fog. So, got my hopes up there for a little bit. But anyway, back to my weighing myself. I did weigh myself, and I stayed the same. I have not been eating the best. I've been eating at all odd times, and trying. I really have been trying. But especially if he comes home tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm back 100% because I won't have to go to the hospital to pick him up because, like I said, Danny's going to pick him up. So I can start my day off with a healthy breakfast and plan out my whole day and get back on track because, I'm really proud of how far I've come. I was prouder when I got farther. I was farther, obviously. I was a little bit more proud of myself, but through all of this stress and all that, I think I'm doing pretty well. I've not been making the smartest food choices. I do think that as much as I was pretending like I really wasn't that worried, although I was worried. You knew I was worried, but I don't think I was as worried. I was really worried. I'll just put it that way. I was really, really worried. And I was trying to be lighthearted. I hope people don't think that because I did my videos every day that I was like callous about Jim's condition. It was a nice distraction. It kept my mind off of it for that little bit of time as far as filming or editing or putting it up. Even like answering my comments. I've made the joke that Jim and I do not talk. We just do not talk. That's just not who we are. And so he would be watching TV and I would be sitting there with him answering the comments. Or if, like when he was in surgery, I was answering comments. And then like at night when I'm just kind of relaxing, it keeps my mind distracted. It keeps my mind off of worrying. But now that we know that everything that we were worried about has been ruled out, it just really took a heavy stress off of my mind. And I really want to get back to eating healthy again because I really did feel better. Now, I'm not really sleeping well at night, and I know a lot of that is just out of worry for Jim, but a lot of it is just because I haven't been making the smartest food choices either. And even though I'm going to bed, I still go to bed at my normal time. I still been going to bed about 2 o'clock, but I've been waking up like at 7:30, so I'm not really getting a lot of sleep, and I don't feel like it's a sound sleep even for those 5 hours. But once Jim's back in the bed with me, I know that I'll really get I think that we're probably one of these lazy butts that we probably won't get up till noon. We'll both be so sorry. He'll just like to be in his own bed. But if anybody else is struggling out there, because I know that I'm not alone in that, just know that as long as you don't give up, you're a success. I keep telling you that, and I have no intentions of giving up. I've gone off the rails here for a little bit. I put too much weight back on that I didn't want to put back on. It does bother me to see the number on the scale, a number that I swore that I would never get back to, and I am back to it. And I just know from watching other channels that if I was to stop just out of discouragement, stop videotaping, I wouldn't be holding myself accountable anymore, and I would be gaining all of my weight back. I know that. So I've found that people that stop doing videos not only put their weight back on, but they put extra weight back on too. Because the whole point of starting the channel was to keep myself accountable for my weight loss journey. And I think that if I was to stop, that would lead to bad consequences for me. So I'm going to continue on. When I get to the hospital, I will see if Jim feels like being on. Yesterday he said he didn't have a problem if I put him on yesterday, but I had already closed out my video. So I said, I'll just wait till tomorrow. You'll probably feel a little bit better. So he said, okay. So next you see will be Jim, because we still have another 20 so minutes to get to the hospital, if not more than 20 minutes. But it's not foggy anymore, so that's a good thought. So, all right. Talk to you guys soon.
How's my hair?
Your hair looks perfect. You're on.
Oh, I'm on?
You're on.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for all their prayers and rosaries and all that good stuff. It must be working, because it really sounds like I'm going home tomorrow. So, and I had a light breakfast today, and I kept everything down, and no nausea or no nothing. So hopefully tomorrow will come and I can go home.
But
I appreciate all your prayers and thoughts,
but you don't want to go in my car.
but I don't want to go in your clown car.
It's a perfectly fine car.
Yeah, for if you're in a circus and you got like all the clowns coming out of it.
Gets me from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Had it for 12 years.